Okay guys, here we go. We're going to try to make our first video together. Somebody was complaining about problems with the low back, and Nicole does have a website, so there it is, lovegraceyoga.com.
Hi, I'm Nicole. This is Grace Yoga. I'm working with Greg on some practical applications of yoga for you guys out there who need some help. From all the comments we've seen so far, we've seen that there's a lot of back complaints. You know, maybe there's low back pain, maybe there's upper back pain, shoulder pain. But we're going to talk about some poses that will help with low back pain specifically. All right, but you'll get some benefit from knees, and you'll get some benefit from upper back and neck with these movements as well. All right, does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, the only thing you need for this series of movements is a spot to be in and a chair to sit in. And the chair doesn't have to be fancy. We'll talk about that later. All right, here we go.
And the standard disclaimer, if you have doctors telling you to
I have it
avoid
written
this,
down.
good.
Yoga is not a substitute for medical attention, examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Yoga is not recommended under certain conditions. If in doubt, see your doctor. Okay? All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to do what she does so that you can see how hard it is for me. And it doesn't matter if you can do it as well as she can. If you're making the effort, you're going to benefit from this. And it has worked for me. It's changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Right, absolutely. So you just need a spot to sit. You don't, or a stand. We're not even going to sit on the floor, so you don't need a yoga mat. You don't have to be barefooted. You can be in shoes. You can be in jeans. You can be in whatever you wear to bed. Anything is fine. So we're going to start. You're taking socks off?
I'm going to take my socks off. And the reason we have yoga mats is because some of the poses later on, your feet, you could slip if you're on the floor or a slick surface, or if you're on a piece of carpet, you could slip and lose your balance. So it's just easier to be barefoot and get in touch with the earth.
And the other reason we have a yoga mat is because we're in a yoga studio. They just happen to be laying around everywhere. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just some shoulder rolls. So this isn't really yoga, right? We're just
we're warming up.
We're warming up. You could do some of these things in the morning, okay? So you're rolling the shoulder. Notice I'm rolling backwards. I'm not rolling forward. We don't want to encourage this type of movement. So you're just rolling back. You're opening the chest. You can move your arms or not. You can do arm circles if that helps you to do the movement. I'm using bent elbows so that I can really open the chest. All right, and these are just warming up, opening the chest, opening the upper back, okay? And now, with the feet hip-width apart or so, it doesn't matter too much, we're just going to do some head turns. I mean, how easy can it be? You're just going to turn your head to one side, keeping your chin parallel to the floor, turn your chin to the other side, and you're going to continue in this way at your rate. It doesn't matter when you breathe, but you do need to breathe. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in again, breathe out again. Continue at your own rate, whatever feels good. And after you've done, 3, 4, 5 of these, you're going to add the arm. So now turn your head one direction and reach your arm away the other direction. So yeah, it doesn't need to be high. In fact, it should be low. Yeah, there you go. And now go the other way. Turn your head the other direction. Reach your arm down and away from where you're looking. Good, and then come back to center, we'll do the other side. Turn your head one way, reach your arm away the other way. So this is good on the neck, but it's also good on the bicep. And now we're going to go the other way. And then you're not just reaching your arm to the side, you can reach back, right? So this is going to open up the whole front side of you, bicep all the way down to your arm, okay? And now we'll add one more thing. You're going to turn your head to the side, reach the arm away like you've already done, but then you're going to turn your head down. Okay, so go one way, turn your head, reach the arm, and then lastly, put your head down and breathe. And then back to center, and you're going the other way, turn your head, reach your arm, and then lastly, turn the head down. The chest stays lifted and facing forward the whole time. And now come back again. Turn your head one more time. Reach the arm. Turn your head down. And then come back to center. Good. Was that enough on each side? I feel like we needed to do one more side. Let's turn the head again. Just to make it even. You don't want to be walking around in circles. All right. And then back to center. Okay, so the next piece is an upper back bend. So really that's pushing the chest forward. So we're working on this part of the back moving into the body. And I like to talk about hee-haw because I was raised with that. So we're going to put the thumbs under the armpits, lift, roll the shoulders back and down, and you're keeping the pubic bone pulling up, right? So you're not bringing your tailbone up, all right, and then relax. Okay, so these two spots, the middle back, let's see on Greg, the middle back and the tailbone, the sacrum, we want these moving away from each other. So if you were to do this type of movement and your butt lifts up, that would not be ideal, okay? So you want the back to go up, and you want the tailbone to go down. And then let's do that a couple more times. So now we're going to do that same movement and look up. So we're lifting the armpits up, stretching the abdomen, and then look up. Move the shoulders down. And then come back forward. Are you breathing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, make sure you breathe. Always again, lift the armpits, look up, shoulders back, tailbone down. And then up you come. Okay, so that's pretty simple. But maybe you can already feel how that's helping loosen up your back. Maybe not, maybe not. We've got more. Okay, so now we're getting into our first yoga pose. All right, so from the front side of your mat, if you're using a mat, if not, make sure you have room behind you where you're not going to run into something. Because with your hands on your hips, we're going to take a big step back with the right foot. Now when you do this, you want your hips to face forward. You want that chest to stay lifted like you had your arms in your arm, or your thumbs in your armpits. And we're going to bend deep in that knee. When you do, press your back hip forward. So it's your right hip you're pulling forward. Okay? Lift the pubic bone, look up. Good. And now straighten that front knee. We're going to do that several times, okay? Because we're really trying to stretch right here at the front of the hip. So again, sorry, my phone. Bend the knee, stretch the front of the back hip, chest lifting, shoulders back. And again, up you come. One more time. Bend the knee, pubic bone up, chest lifting, shoulders back and down. And now add your arms. Reach the arms up high. This is warrior one pose. Tighten the back knee, back leg should be straight, shoulders down, chest lifted, and then up you come. Okay? Hands on the hips, and we'll step that back foot forward.
And the back foot was not like this, and it wasn't straight. It was kind of like a 45 or
45
whatever
to
feels
65
comfortable.
degrees.
You want your heel down. You don't want to be leaning on the side of your foot. You want to be planted.
Right. Okay, other side. So, and then the other thing about the hands on the hips, these are not your yoga hips. We're really talking about where the sciatic joint is. So it's where your sacrum is that meets your hip joint. Okay, and your sciatic plate is down below your spine. So we want the thumbs there. Okay, so now with the hands, the thumbs on that sciatic joint, both sides, big step back with the left foot. Face your hips forward. Lift your chest. Okay, and now we're going to bend deep in that knee. Keep the back heel down. Keep the back hip moving forward. All right, and then up you come. All right, and now if you want to try it a couple times with your hee-haw thumbs, you can do that too. You're lifting the chest. Press back through your back heel and push that back hip forward. So we're really warming up the front of that back hip. And then up. And again, down, lift the pubic bone, press back through your back heel, shoulders back and down, chest lifted, and then up. All right, now we'll go and add the arms. Arms up, back heel down, chest lifted, pubic bone up. All right, breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then up you come. Okay, And then let's step the back foot forward. I don't count repetitions on sides, so if you're counting repetitions and you find that I did more on one side than the other, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. We're going to take a break. All right, sorry about the pause. We had a visitor. Okay, so now, and I ought to have turned my phone off probably, huh? But now, so we've done our Warrior One movements. Now we're going to do some quad stretches, all right? So this is where it's nice to be either next to a wall or have something to hold on to, a workbench or your desk or something like that. And you can hold on to it on one side or you can hold on to it in front of you. It doesn't really matter. But what we're looking for, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to capture one ankle, okay? So it looks like this. And when you start out, the knee might be way out to the side, and we're looking to get the knees together. And then do you see my posture here? I'm bent over, stooped. Well, that's what we're fighting. Stand up tall. Bring your two knees together. Again, I'm going to talk about this hip, the one that you're holding the ankle. You're pressing that hip forward, and you're bringing your knees together. A lot of times I see this. This isn't it. Bring the knees together as if you're standing on them, okay? So you'll do each side, hold it for about 20 seconds, and then switch sides. So go ahead and switch sides, Greg. You can move the chair or stay there. All right, and if you can't reach your ankle, what can you do? All right, so I'll show you a couple options. So this is a yoga belt. If you have a belt from your closet, that would work. A karate belt, a tie. This also will work. Yeah? Holding your your pant leg. That's fine if you're wearing good solid pants like jeans, right? You're trying to, once again, bring the knees together, stand up tall. If you had a belt, you could belt it around the ankle just like that. We're looking for 20 seconds per side. There you go. Yeah. Make your standing leg straight. Okay, so the leg you're standing on shouldn't be bent. You should stand up straight. Work on your posture. Look straight ahead. All right, and pull up on the pelvis. So you're pulling up on the pubic bone. You're pulling up on that hip. All right, good. All right, go ahead and repeat your other side one more time, and then we'll move on. So the foot's facing forward, pulling up on the pubic bone, pulling up on the fronts of the pelvis, your hips here, chest lifted, shoulders rolled back and down just like you were able to do the hee-haw part. Chest lifted, shoulders rolling back and down. Breathe in and out. Knees together. Bring that knee back. There you go. Good. All right. All right, so moving on. So remember we talked about the sacrum, right? And the thumbs in that area. We're going to do some more standing back bends, and it's going to look like this. So whether your knees bend or not, you'll keep your feet hip width apart. You're pushing on the sacrum, and you're going to lift the knee. Like you had two thumbs, you're going to lift the armpits like you had the thumb there, and then you're going to press your sacrum forward and look up. And then inhale, come up. Okay? You don't have to hold it long. In fact, if you just do several of these, that would be great. So inhale, look up. Exhale, go back. Inhale, up again. All right? Don't let your head fall off. And what I mean by that is this. Okay? Just continue to look up. All right, you're pushing your pelvis forward, shoulders rolling back. You look up. Inhale, come up. So do maybe 5 of these or so. Exhale, go back. Inhale, come up. Good. Do you see the knees are bending? Exhale, go back. Inhale, come up. Good. And after you've done about 5 of those, you're done. Even though it's exciting and you want to do more because you feel like you're doing good, just stop at 5, okay? And then the next thing is when you need your chair. All right. So this is not a yoga pose. However, I call it the figure 4. You'll see why. You'll recognize it. So you're going to sit to the front edge of your chair. So we're not resting. We're sitting up tall. And notice the knees are hip width apart and the feet are directly below the knees. So it's a 90-degree angle here we're looking for. And then you'll cross your left foot over your knee. It's not, the foot's not on the knee, the ankle is crossed over, the foot's hanging. And we're gonna sit tall. Remember the hee-haw. And then on an exhale, you're folding forward any amount. I'm not pushing that knee down, okay? I'm stretching my hip, my low back. You might feel it in your glutes. The other thing I want you to watch out for is that you're not pushing the knee down and lifting up and distorting the hips, okay? You keep the hips facing forward, and you're just going to lean forward. And I am resting my hand there, but I could easily do it without because I'm just increasing the stretch. So whatever you feel the stretch is fine. Don't push past it.
This is hard for me to do. I don't have the control of my hips, so don't get frustrated if you can't do it. She makes it look so simple. This is extremely hard for me to do. It doesn't feel natural, but I need to relax, and that's the goal for me, is to try to relax and don't fight it. It's even hard for me to sit up straight, but that's the idea. The whole body, don't curve your back. And if that's all further I can go, that's good enough for now, because more will come later. She's been doing it all these years.
Yep, and so go ahead and switch sides. Do the other side too. Once again, you're letting your foot hang out on the side, and you're going to sit up high. That's the first part, and just like Greg said, if that's already very intense, be happy there and spend your time there. And then if one day that becomes easy, then you fold. And now some people will be able to get their chest all the way down to their shin. My husband was a wrestler for many years, and he's just as flexible as he could be. He has lots of pain other places, but he surprises me, and he can do something pretty powerful. So if you can go ahead and fold all the way down, do that. Get that good stretch in your hip. Remember, don't distort the hips to do it, okay?
It's also stretching down here for me right now.
That would be fine. All right, go ahead and release that. You can repeat it if you want, okay? And then we're going to do a twist. So that's another good reason to be in a chair. So you'll use your right hand in any way that helps you, but we want the chest to open, remember? Remember your hee-haw armpits. We want them moving back and down, all right? So you're holding the chair behind you. You take your left hand to the right knee, sit tall, and exhale, revolve. So this is not trying to pop your back. This is trying to be strong in your core, support yourself upright, not leaning or reaching, right? We're not trying to do any of that. We're trying to revolve around a central axis. So we keep that axis tall, and that's your spine. And now come back to center, and then go the other way. So left hand behind, right hand to the knee. Keep that axis tall and straight, and then exhale, revolve around that axis. And after you've been in it for a couple of breaths, you can turn your head and look over your shoulder. But don't let your head go first. Let your head go last. All right? Keep breathing. You're keeping your hips facing forward. And then on an exhale, come out. And you can repeat that too. So you can do that 2 times. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Every time you inhale, lift your spine. Every time you exhale, twist more. And then look over the shoulder when you can't twist anymore. That's when you add the head, okay? All right, and then back to center. One more time the other way. Inhale up. Exhale, revolve. Again, inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, revolve. And then look over your shoulder to finish the pose. All right, back to center. Okay, so that's your quick little blurb about low back pain. All of these movements support and lengthen the spine as well as give it some strength. They're safe for people with bulging discs, right? They help with that. I read a study that said many people have bulging discs, but whether or not you have pain, that's due to how tight the front side of you is. So that's why we've been stretching back the whole time. And the twists help balance your spine. So don't forget to twist, okay? All right, do these poses before you get out, or when you get out of bed in the morning, maybe before you go to bed at night, maybe in the middle of the day. Find a time that works good for you. Anytime is a good time. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out. And thank you, Nicole.